Here we are today with entrepreneur expert Cory Mosley back with us again. Great friend of the show. Cory, we're happy to have you. Today we're talking about two challenges that businesses must overcome in this COVID-19 economy as we start to recover. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Always good to be on. Loving the new set. I'm loving and I'm learning so much about you in these past few weeks. So some things I did not know. So I'm glad for the new insights into your life.
Well, for better or for worse, here we are. But yeah, having a lot of fun and really trying to, share this experience. And that's why I find it so fascinating. I follow you on social media, I see what you're up to. You have been incredibly busy. And I'll just say anecdotally, it's incredibly motivating because I think we all have this variety or variable of energy right now of what we're able to give. So I find it so inspirational that you are in this role and you are leading folks who also have this very entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah, I and thank you for that. I've been saying to some of my contemporaries, people, those of us in the consulting and coaching space, unfortunately, we don't have the luxury to not try to stay on point. People are looking to us. My clients are looking to me. So if I show up, disheveled and down and negative or all these different things, then they're going to take that as a cue that things aren't, that we're really in trouble. So we have to remain positive. We've been putting out new content, trying to communicate things, and even founding new operations with our Fearless Entrepreneurship Society. So we've been working.
Yeah, it's definitely your time to shine, and you are. And I see this, and as you said, some of your contemporaries too, really rising to the occasion. You're talking through so many things. Now, we think of business and we think of entrepreneurs typically hand in hand. There are certainly so many differences between the two, but a lot of similarities. But right now, businesses are faced with a pretty big demand to have this entrepreneurial spirit in that you have to chart this course. It's new territory, and you do have to find a way to go into it in a fearless way.
Yeah, as we think about, reopening, we start having those conversations. Ultimately, business were faced with being different than they were 8 weeks ago. There were things that business owners, people who've been around for 10, 15, 20 years, put off doing because they didn't think it was important. A restaurant who didn't believe in online ordering now has to have online ordering if they want to stay open. So the two challenges we're seeing in the marketplace right now are, number one, business owners and entrepreneurs have to get over what I call DOK, deficiency of knowledge. That is those areas that they ignored or the things that they didn't do, the things that they don't know. They have to put ego aside. They have to put pride aside and start to learn those new tools, strategies, and tactics. And the other thing, number two, is they have to get a support system. And that's what we're looking to accomplish with Fearless Entrepreneurship Society is entrepreneurs are out there. Sometimes it's the blind leading the blind. And they need that support system to check in, to be held accountable, to get some of those strategies on how to grow and really try to do that in an area where they can survive and thrive in a post-COVID-19 economy.
Cory, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, we've experienced that with our team at Virginia this morning, right? There were things 8 weeks ago we were not doing, and it sort of was that doc situation, the DOK, deficiency of knowledge, in that now we've adapted and there are things that we're doing. And I'd like to suggest that it's energizing, and certainly it is what's propelling you into what's next, but you can't do it alone. And I fall into that trap often, and I'm sure your clients do as well, that you think you have to do it all by yourself, all alone. It has to be your initial idea, but that's not the case. You need that network.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, people have been checking in with me. Hey, Cory, how are you doing? How are you doing with clients? And, what I've been saying is this is when people need, and again, not me being so great, but this is when people need that coaching and accountability, and they need strategy and thinkers in their lives to be able to help them navigate through this process. So it's new to all of us. But if your skill set is creative thinking, is emotional intelligence, you need those people in your lives right now to help navigate that process. And that's been huge. And even here, we're actually streaming differently than the last time I was on 6 weeks ago. You were using a whole different service. So it's an interesting evolution of how technology and better technology is impacting everybody as we move forward.
Isn't that the truth? And you mentioned, Cory, this fearless entrepreneurship society, surrounding yourself with folks who can share that knowledge and build from there. What does it mean to be fearless? Is there one definition, or is this multifaceted?
So the idea of fearless, because I get that, right? I've had medical people, Cory, you can't actually be fearless because your brain doesn't work that way. No, it's about doing a series of things and coming together under having the right mindset, having the right skill set, having an accountability plan and a playbook for how your business will run in the new economy, and holding yourself accountable to the execution of those goals. So when you put those, we call it the fearless framework. When you put those 5 things together, that's what creates this fearless environment where you can move forward, take chances, take risks, calculated risks, but do it in a way that you have security of mind to move forward. So we're not living in fear. You can have a pity party, as my buddy says, but that pity party has got to happen and then move on. You just can't live in a place of fear. We have to move forward.
Interesting. Well, we're almost out of time. I could talk with you all day, every day. I really could. You're so inspirational. If you were sharing one nugget right now for friends that are watching who are thinking, I've got this business, or I want to contribute to my business in a major way, what's the one thing we need to wrap our mind around today?
Right. We need to be thinking about, I'll give you 1.5, but we need to be thinking about what it is that we don't know and how we want our business to look moving forward. We have to have that reality check. So what is it that I don't know? Deficiency of knowledge. How do I cure that? What are the things that I don't know? Do I have to make a change in my advertising? Do I have to attract a different type of customer? Do we have to change our business model? So what is it that I don't know? And now, how do I get the right support system to solve that deficiency of knowledge? And that, to me, is going to be the key moving forward, where we may have to do things a little, some are going to be a lot different, some are going to be a little different, but that's going to be the key, in my opinion.
All right. Well, we will be prepared for the DOK. We'll acknowledge it, and we will go from there. Cory Mosley, great to talk with you.
Thank you. Always glad to be with you.
Yep, always happy to have his insight, and we will be sure to share a link on our website, WTVR.com/BTM, so you can connect with Cory Mosley and find out more about the Fearless Entrepreneurship Society.